We're live.
You are live.
My name is Michelle Moroz, and wherever he is on the screen for you, where are you? Who are you?
I'm here. I'm right here, and I
Okay,
am
and
Dr. Smiley. And I want to say something. We are
no, I have
alive.
to say
Not
something really quick.
okay. Go.
We also have Sally Wurr with us, but I'm going to have to put her in the back for a little bit because we're going to
Yeah, but
talk a
she's
little
alive.
bit. Huh?
She's alive
She is live, but we're going to put
and
her back.
alive.
I wanted you all to meet Sally really, really quick because Sally is a rock star, but we have to get through a couple of our birthday things and everything, and then we'll bring her back so she doesn't have to sit there and do. So we'll be right back. Sally, stay in the green room, and we'll be right back. Let's see if I even know how to do this. I'll be right back. Okay, Ken.
Yes.
We have a ton of birthdays this week, and number one is the one that's all over your Facebook that we have to say first of all.
Boom.
K3.
You say it. K3.
Happy
Rockstar.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kenny. The third. Happy birthday to you.
Flag Day.
And many
Yesterday.
more. Yes. Now
I'm so
I'm
proud
going
of
to
him.
go through a couple of my birthday people because we met Emily in New York. Remember Emily with the green hair?
I did. Yeah.
Friend of
Yeah.
Janelle?
Amazing. Yeah. Isn't that cool that you met her and it's already in your book? And the
I
ink's dry.
know.
And the ink's dry.
And then the other one for June 17th is Rochelle Scott. She's a girlfriend of mine here in Colorado Springs.
Yep.
And then there was someone else I wanted to show before I went on. My mentor, the lady I love, the one who got me on my Speaking Crazy tour, Lainey.
Yes, indeed.
And then I've got a whole bunch of them. Michael Young, I met him during COVID, and he's a really awesome, amazing man. Look him up, Yeung. Then Latasha Holden, I met her in Atlanta. Well, she's in Atlanta. I met her. She's an amazing woman with a great story. My mentor, Paul Sheely, was He's June 15th, his birthday. Oh, it's today. Happy birthday, Paul. And then also today, my sister's best friend, but she's like my little half sister, Nikki Forrest, out in Omaha. And then Garrett Goggins here in Colorado Springs. He has a podcast called Up the Stream Without a Paddle or
Yeah,
something.
and he's with Perfect Publishing, and he's in Dose of Hope. Boom.
Yes. And then we also have Alejandra Barrara. She is from Dallas, and she hangs out with Tequila Sheila.
Nice.
Or Sheila Tequila.
Man, I don't think I can compete with that, but I will say that Kenny launched his book at Mission Barbecue, which this is the craziest thing. 1 year ago. That's a shout out from your dog. I love that. So he was at Mission Barbecue celebrating his birthday like he always does. He has a Mission Barbecue lemonade. He has the ribs, and he says, "Daddy, my next book can be my favorite places in America." 1 year later, he's there to give it to the manager. The manager says, "Your money's no good. $50 lunch." Yes, that's Kenny's seeing the power of his books and also the power of his smile.
Yes. Hello, Helene. Hello, Gabriel. And Ken, go into your birthdays because
I will.
we've got
I will.
in the background here.
There's so much, but I'm going to cut it back a little bit. So we have Angel Riviera, who's a secret knocker, and he is a really cool guy. Shivani Ray, I don't know if you know her, but she was the runner-up at the USC with Barry Shore. She was number 2. She's amazing. She's like 12. No, I'm just kidding. She looks like she's 12. She's 20, but she has been doing speaking engagements around the world since she was a teen. And Isabel Fagan, who is the wife of David Fagan, that's her birthday this week. Ben Ward, who is a recommendation from Jen Duplessis and really powerful guy. He's a leadership guy. You want to know him. Sarah Coolidge, who's one of our editors at Perfect Publishing. Fantastic job. But here's the one I want to, I'm dropping this for you so you can actually sing. Are you ready for this? Guy O'Brien, Master G, is today Sugar Hill Gang. That's today, and we have photographed him for Keep Smiling. And yes, you can drop Rapper's Delight for a couple seconds for him. Go ahead if you want. Do you want to?
Set a hip, hop, hibbit, hibbity, hip, hip. You rocking, don't stop, rocking to the bang, bang. Boogies up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogity beat. Now, what you hear is not a test. That's Master G. Oh, that is awesome.
Is that crazy? Is that
made
crazy?
my day with that one.
I knew I would. I knew I would. I think, Roz Mansouri, she is celebrating her 79th birthday this Saturday. You will meet her. She is going to be at the event. She has her first children's book, 10 years in the making, Letters to Abigail. It's about a young lady who wants to dress up as the Statue of Liberty on Halloween, and she goes to the Statue of Liberty to actually say what that means to her. It's really cool.
Roz at the July 3, 4, 5 in
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We'll talk about that later because we've got Miss Sally in the green
Oh,
room.
this is a trip. Last one. Okay. Hannah Kirkpatrick. I told you that next week we're going to say Miss Katie Dow. She's the Miss Texas.
Oh, yes.
This is Mrs. USA.
Oh, you wanted her in my Queen book, too.
And I believe she's in it.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Wait.
6/19?
6/19.
June 19th.
She is.
Show her. Is that cool?
Yes, you're so awesome. I can't get in there.
Well, by the way, I have a great story for you about this, and it's very short. We'll bring in Sally on. I promise you it's worth it. Sally's going to get a little misty-eyed. She did not make great choices when she was younger. She got into the party scene, and she was not the person you'd predict would be Mrs. America. She decided to turn her life around, become completely drug-free, alcohol-free, and she uses her platform to say you can turn your life around.
Awesome.
Seriously.
That actually makes her more of a Miss America type because no one goes through life perfect and flawless. Yep. We all have our ups and downs, and that she went up to down and then found her way back up makes it more of an American story to me because that women of grit story. I love that. You know me.
Rocky 8, Hannah Kirkpatrick.
So here she is, Miss Sally Wurr. We're bringing her back on because she's our very first and official guest on Amplifluence. Yay!
Sally, I know we said this pre-show, but I mean, you are not just the perfect client. You're the perfect leader, the perfect action taker. You're the perfect person to do a trilogy series that actually awakens humanity that they can live like you. So that's awesome.
I'll try to be worthy.
You are so worthy.
You can be so worthy.
Well, no, Sally came up with it. We are working.
We are working. You too.
We got to figure out how we can get Michelle's name in there somehow.
We have to. Yes, we do.
You're not a mirage. You're not a mirage.
No, we have to break my name to magnifying magnificent amplifluence. I don't know. I just spelled my own name wrong. Magnifying resilient amplifluence scenarios as we work in.
Well, I don't know if there's a Michelle Mabel, but instead of Mabel, do working.
Michelle working.
It's crazy. All right.
So here's the deal. What we do with Amplifluence, and as we go from state to state, we've actually partnered with Pearl out in Tampa. And she has this little, what is it? Like a little, not a minivan. It's a encapsulated, movable. What is it?
It's like a living room that travels on wheels that opens up and turns into a reality show, really.
Yes. And so when we go from Amplifluence event to Amplifluence event, we are interviewing people in that I can't remember what she calls it. It's a mobile station, basically. But because it's
a mobile media room.
A mobile media room, yes.
I like that.
And so what we did, and since it wasn't ready when we were last in Tampa, and she's going to drive it to the next event when we go, you are the first guest because you were one of the very first Amplifluence people. And so we have you on because you are the first who believed in Amplifluence.
I do, still do.
I
So
know.
it's a great.
By the way, if you didn't, you'd just evaporate from the show real quick.
And she's gone. I've got the power.
You know,
She's
Heather
working it. She's working it.
Working it. Dear Helene, I sang a little bit. So, anyways, Sally, you have written a book. You are also in the Dose of Hope, and you're doing a trilogy of books, right?
Yes.
And what is the name? It's called The Power of Awakening.
Yes.
And I love how you put Ken in there. Thank you very much.
You know, we try to work it. We try
I mean,
working it all we can.
She's got the Wurr. Ken.
Working towards people finding their balance.
We're getting a little reverb, but just in case you didn't know. But
yes, I caught that.
But
really? I don't hear it on my end, and my end's recording, so we're good.
Good.
So, Sally, tell us why this is important that you created this.
People are stressed, depressed, and angry. And we need to do something about that. And so it takes each one of us to do our part to create ripples and bringing people up from spiraling down to spiraling up. I like to call them the drama llamas. It's easy to get into that space if you're around people who are in that space. But really, it's about preparing for the unexpected in our life's journey. And the saying I use a lot is the problem is not the problem. It's your reaction to the problem, which is the problem. And there's all kinds of situations that come up with that. And, one of the stories that I share a little bit is that, COVID created a lot of problems for a lot of people, right? Mental health was really the crux. In my personal life, my husband got cancer in March of 2020 and died in July of 2020. Talk about unexpected. COVID was, I don't know that I gave it a lot of thought because I was dealing with so many other things. Other people could have allowed that to take them down a spiral that they might not have come out of. And so I share stories in Power of Awakening to try to wake you up, whether that's your problem or you're just wandering and not knowing where you want to go and what you want to be. And as the word says, who do you want to be when you grow up? Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that Power of Awakening will have that impact.
It will.
To give people some direction.
Or as you love to say, and you said in your book, everyone's got a toolbox. What tool do you need for this problem? I mean, so many of us do. You know what? I have a problem. Let me put duct tape on it and ignore it for a little bit. And then it falls apart. And I wonder why it fell apart? Well, maybe because we never actually addressed the problem in the first place.
Yes.
Well, I want to give a little backstory if I can, Sally.
Please. We need to give her bio.
Yeah. Well, yes, we do. But okay, let's do the bio, and then I want to give a backstory. Let's do bio.
I'm going to let Sally say it because my dog's about to bark.
Okay.
What would you like me to say? You want me to read my bio, or you just want me to
tell you? Tell us about you. Tell us about you.
Yeah, just give us the 2-minute version or less.
You don't have to say I was born a poor black child. I always say that, but
I'm not sure that would be believable. Bottom line is that people nickname me the Storm Whisperer, and there's a reason for that. It's because I'm old enough to have gone through a lot of storms in life, and for whatever reason, I get a lot of multiple storms at the same time. And people look at me and they say, but you're still smiling. Attitude has a lot to do with who I am and where I'm at. And I've been blessed to have a lot of mentors and people in my life that have helped lift me up when I needed lifting.
Do you want to give a shout out to a couple of those people?
Well, 2 of them are on the show in recent years, but I can go back to when I was in high school. My high school band director, he taught me leadership skills that I never thought I even had, and we never really even gave them those titles. But when I was through my sophomore and junior year, I think it was, of high school, he asked me to not only be, the captain of our majorette squad, which was already a big kudu, but then he also wanted me to be the solo featured majorette, which meant I had double duty. but he says, you got this. And having people in your life that when you're second guessing yourself, as all entrepreneurs do, are we enough? Are we good enough? Are we this? Are we that? We always second guess ourselves. Having people in your corner that say, you're on the right track, or could we tweak this a little bit and have bigger impact on your messaging? That's really in a nutshell. And I tell people all the time to find people in your life that believe in you. Yay! Love our launch party.
Well, I wanted to bring that up because that's something that you are doing that we did together, where an offering happened. And instead of saying, you know what, I don't know, I think I might, maybe next time, why don't you go to someone else? Sally said, yes.
Yeah.
There's a power in yes.
There is.
And right now, people love to say, oh, there's a power in no. Yeah, there's power in no, but there's even more power in yes. And Sally said, I want in. Let's do this. We went out to Dallas together, and we filmed a couple of TV shows, and we're doing a pre-launch party this Sunday. And the reason I'm putting it up and leaving us on here so we can talk about it is there's a QR code there, and we will put into the chat how you can go straight to the Eventbrite. But that QR code will bring you to the Eventbrite, and you can come meet me and Sally in person in Denver this Sunday. Yes, it's Father's Day, but we'll have great food. We're going to have amazing cake, and we're going to have a wonderful time. And then you can see us on TV and meet Sally, because there is no way we can encapsulate the amazingness of Sally on this show. You have to meet her.
Too humble. She's way too humble.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to
I'm learning, right? I'm learning.
There's nothing wrong with being humble. It allows other people to talk and say your greatness. So that's okay, Sally. So I just want to acknowledge you about something that has enough to make me emotional. So.
Oh.
Yeah, Sally, you really are the gift. Michelle told me how great you were. I went to this lovely event called Ultimate Speaker Competition. Very, very, very sick. And I found out who Michelle is because she made sure that I was taken care of. But you were the Mucinex. Mucinex, is it Mucinex? Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Mom. You were the Mucinex mom. But I really do believe without me being sick, we wouldn't have had that 10 minutes of actually seeing your vision. And you are the yes, but we were so going the same direction. And I heard who you were being. I said, there's 75% of the people in the world that they don't know what they're doing, even living. They don't know why they're here. And we talked about your purpose for success, right? The power of success.
Yes.
And then it turned into a trilogy conversation. And what I was blown away by is you're fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you said, I'll take on all three. And I said, really, you'll do that? And here I'm coughing and wanting your Mucinex. But I said, if he's really about this is exactly what I'm about. And you have been the star in every way, as a pupil, as a mentee, as an author, as a leader, in every single way. So I just want to tell you, you're our first guest because we can't think of a better person to actually exemplify what it is to be coached, coachable, leader, example, humble, everything. I mean, just everything. And
forethought.
Yeah.
By the way, this cover came from the love I have for your vision. You know that, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And
he took so many pictures looking for the right door, and he's like, nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. And he's like, I found it. I found it. At his own front door.
No, but it was 15 minutes or less. This would never had that light coming from the sun, except for that little period at 6:30 in the morning. And I couldn't believe it. It's always, when someone says you lost your keys, where's the last place you put them? This is the last photo, but it was a week or 9 or 10 days of saying, and what I appreciate, and I want the audience to hear this, is you didn't settle.
Yeah.
You turned down, and I don't get people to turn down our covers very often. You turned them down twice saying, I want something that makes the statement I'm making. And, that's a vulnerable piece on both sides. One is me saying that we had to get it better. And then you saying it isn't what the trilogy needs.
Yeah.
And so you didn't want stock photo. You didn't want something. And by the way, the stock photo we had was actually pretty on point, but it was not original. No one can say that shot is not original. It happened at 6:30 in the morning. And Sally, I'm actually really emotional about the fact that you stepped into exactly what the message is, the awakening. What is awakening? It's an original thought. It's an original feeling that you can make a difference in the world. So
Yeah.
you are the perfect client. You're the perfect partner. You're the perfect leader in the sense that you will not stop until you get it better.
Well, and it's a sense, right? When you sent me this cover, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We looked at all the different options, but that was it. That was the one, and for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. I am so proud of this book. I have to tell you, it's my second one that I've done on my, that has just my name on it. And my first one, I just wanted to be a published author.
Well, you have a trilogy idea, and you shared it with me, and I don't know if the world knows this, and we want the world to know what your vision is, because the awakening is actually allowing you to say, okay, there's more than me just going to work. There's more than me just waking up and going to bed every day. What is this trilogy journey?
The Power of Awakening was originally written because of, and I like to use the term me, we, me. I was a me. Then I got married and was married for over 47 years and became a we. And then all of a sudden, I became me again. Well, I'm not the 18, 19-year-old me I was. And so Power of Awakening talks about, how do we become ourselves and our true selves. And then the next book is Power of Purpose. And it really takes those things that we tried to figure out with Power of Awakening and give some steps to it. So what is your purpose? What steps do you need to get from A, B, C, and D to manifest and actually bring to life those things that you have in your own abilities and your own innate sense of self, for lack of a better word. And then the third book is Power of Legacy. So when you're no longer here, and unfortunately we all have an end date, there's my life insurance side of me coming out. I just deal with real true life stuff, right? I know that there's going to be an end date for me, but what am I going to be remembered for? What kind of footprints am I leaving, and are they big enough for the majority of people to follow? That's what I want to do. And this has been a bucket list of mine since I was 18. So it's nice to finally seeing it come to fruition.
Well, very well said. I will argue one point.
Okay.
You're so powerful that I think your legacy will be something you see.
Yes.
I'm already seeing it.
Yeah.
I am already seeing it. And I think when you think about my journey with the two of you, really went off the rooftops in October. And every time I think we hit another milestone, I know it's never ever the end, but we as a group and as individuals keep taking these leaps off these rooftops, doing things that everybody else is shaking their head saying, how did you do that? Well, it's because of our power of being doers and saying yes and jumping and taking those leaps of faith, knowing that
100%.
What's the worst that could happen?
There's another
point. Failures. That's not a problem.
Well, I know Michelle wants to speak, but Michelle, let me just make this last point. And I'll zip. Okay. Okay. That's beautiful.
I just want to show that Sally's right next to me. And that was the first leap of faith.
Yeah.
Yep. That was.
So Sally, there's another component that if I don't say this, I'll be remiss and I'll regret after this show, that the biggest point of why you're the best client and the best leader and the best everything I can actually name is that you don't need to see Michelangelo hitting the chips off the stone and not seeing David right away.
How?
Like you've watched us create all this amazing stuff because you've been patient in allowing us to manifest it, create it, co-create it. And that's the magic. Is some people bail out because they're like, what do you mean I'm not a millionaire? It's been 3 days. It's been 3 freaking days. I gave you $2,000 already. Why am I not a millionaire yet? And there's something called the tipping point. There's also something called outliers. There's also something called collaboration and faith and just really going out there. And you are going to not just get this show, but there's so many other shows you're going to get because you step into, I see a beginning that will be so beautiful. I see that there's going to be a beautiful end.
Yeah. Yeah. And, part of that is because of the energy, I think, that I'm around. Like, you two have my level of energy. And actually, I would say you have more. I'm at Mach 2. You two are at Mach 4. But being around people that are visionaries, and maybe the first time you try to do something, it doesn't quite get to where you thought it might get to, but you're that much closer to what it's going to be. And for people that are visionaries and have built company, I mean, I've already got a company that pays me very, very well, my own company. This is just like the whipped cream on top of that ice cream sundae. But it's that power, right? That power that we can do this individually, and we can also come together and do things together with that synergy and that love and respect for each other. And I am very teachable.
Yes, you are. I know Michelle's biting at the bit, and I promised her I'd be quiet. And this is, Michelle, this is the last. It's a fun analogy I'm going to give. It's a different slant, and then I'm going to zip. That movie that goes zip it, zip it, zip. Okay, so the analogy I have is Sally makes some of the best salmon off the. I mean, it is mind blowing how good that salmon was. And I only wish I could go and get the expander for the tummy that you can eat more of it. It was so good because you made like this much for 30 people. And we had like at least 18 people's left of salmon on that plate.
Well, I want to let you know, Ken, that we are going to have that the day before we go to Washington, D.C. to meet.
Oh, you be quiet.
And so speaking of Washington.
Let me give the analogy. Let me give the analogy. I haven't given it yet. The analogy is me looking at Sally when she's preparing the salmon and putting some of that sea salt on it and the dill and whatever else. And I say, Sally, I would never eat that. That looks gross. I don't eat raw salmon. That's crazy. And salmon, and then Sally looked at me and go, it's not even started. I mean, that is the way some people are, is they expect the magnificent feast before the preparation is complete.
Like Bewitched. Ding, ding, ding.
Exactly. So I will zip it for a while, but I just want to say, Sally, I had to say these things to you because that is the reason you're in the show. You are the person that is patient. You co-create, and you are the best at saying, if I can do this to make this better, to make the world better, I'm all in. So thank you.
Thank you.
And Facebook user said it does help to get around people with vision, so do it. And I believe that person, Facebook user, it's Heather.
And Heather, give me my jacket.
You,
Heather Harris, you owe me a jacket. I am so tired of you wearing my jacket.
Hey, I sent you the link to buy your own jacket. And Tom Hobbs from Toastmasters says he may be showing up with Mr. Yellow. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tip us out to you, Mr. Hobbs.
Yes, and then Helene says Ken is a man with books. And she also says purple root beer, Sally, purple root beer.
Nice.
She's always doing purple stuff. Remember purple people? We're purple people. The three of us are also purple people. She's a purple people too.
Well, you have your purple book.
I have my purple book.
Yes.
And Sunday, purple's going to play a lot into the theme of purple.
Yes.
Here in Baltimore, we have Purple Fridays because of the Ravens.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I want to share this because we brought it up. Let's see if I can magically
make
the
Rockies.
Happen. Can you see this?
Yay!
Let's see if this works.
I'm being
nope,
serious.
Didn't work.
No, it worked. It worked for a second.
It did?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at sharing things.
No, you're great at sharing things. Good
my
job.
my Facebook thing does not like me. Yeah, it didn't like me.
All right, so what's next?
Well, I'm trying to show you this because people want to come and meet us in DC. They'll also meet again, Sally, and a whole bunch of other people, because we have called out all authors, aspiring authors and people who just like to read books, and said to come out to Washington, D.C. with us to celebrate for July 3, 4, and 5. And we've got all sorts of events coming and happening. I mean, we're going to be at what?
The rooftop.
We're going to be at the rooftop for July 4th to watch the fireworks, but we're meeting for dinner the first night at Papatello's Italian restaurant.
It's a premiere. It's premiere.
Premiere?
Primidora.
Oh, Prima Dora, Italian restaurant. And then we have the photo shoot that we're going to do in the morning on the July 3rd. So from 11 to 2, then we're going to do Papatellos from 4 to 7. The 4th, we're doing busboys and poets with book signings and things like that. And that night, we're doing Seasons 52 for dinner. And then the night, when fireworks start, we're going to be at the Capital One building on the rooftop.
And then night, we don't know yet because those are martinis in the moonlight.
Yes. Then the 5th, we're doing the Library of Congress tour with all the authors. And then that night, we're doing Shima's.
That evening, Shima's.
Shima.
Shima's Steakhouse. And if anyone's familiar with, what is it, Fogo de Chao? It's that caliber. And it is. And by the way, Sally, was that the best part of the last launch?
Yes. The photo shoot was probably the most fun, but yes, the steakhouse was.
Well, that was a sneak away that we're actually expanding too. So both things that we did really well, we're doing again better.
That's so cool.
We're learning, we're growing, we're getting associations and people who get to know us. And the itinerary is listed on the QR code. So I will put it in. I can't put it on that chat. Yes, it's on the QR code. I'll have to put it on Facebook afterwards because it's on Eventbrite. And if you search Eventbrite or Facebook, actually, I can do that. I can put the Facebook thing too.
And by the way, there's 2 people that I want to announce that are really excited about this. They're going to help us. Dr. Maureen.
Yes, Dr. Maureen.
Yeah, she has a lot of influential people in the DMV area that are authors and speakers. And then we have Doug with Level 10. So Sally, imagine a networking group that's called Level 10. I mean, they bring it to the next level, right? And so he's branching it out. And then Al Granger with Networking Advocate, he's spreading it out to about 4,000 people. So we don't know how much this ripple is going to be, but I think because we started this about 6 weeks ago, and thank you to Tony Barnett. Tony Barnett.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And he has his poetry book coming out. He's been writing poems forever. And he has this gift of, you can say a word and next day he has this masterpiece that he can read to you eloquently. You read it and you get emotional. So we gave him the word smile, and that's going to go into the next part 6. And I don't know if you notice this, but in part 5, I don't owe you an apology, but in a way I want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry you've been published 3 times or 4 times in the Keep Smiling Joseph Hope book. No, do you know what I do? I say, so I have this new rule. When I have open seats for the next part, I say, who was playing at the highest hope level? Meaning they were nominating people. They were sharing the word of hope. They were encouraging anything with Amplifluence to bring Amplifluence to good authors and speakers. So that's why you have shown up about 3 or 4 times in these books.
Yes. So Shelley Rempe, she's actually the magic between us all getting there and getting hotels and and everything. She's the one who asked, where's the itinerary? And I just posted the Eventbrite on the Facebook pages. So hopefully you see it there. And if not, I will go through and make sure it's there after we go live. I mean, after we come off the live.
And you can ask Shelley about her book coming out called The Art of Travel and the Centurion World Traveler. And she was one of the people that was complaining that the Keep Smiling movement did not include all languages. And she said, what about Jamaica? And so I had to do this for Jamaica, Sally.
Love that. I need to get some of those cards. I keep talking about them, and
I've got some for you. Don't worry.
And by the way, you're going to go to Australia with us, right? For Amplifluence in 2024, right?
When?
Sydney and Melbourne, because we got it ready.
Put me in, Coach.
Shelley, we're gonna have an Amplifluence event in Australia. So Shelley, start looking for tickets for 2024 for us.
Yes, please.
Gentleman, Scott Carson. Scott Carson has a company called The Business of Smiles. He runs from Melbourne to Sydney. Don't ask me. I think that's like running from DC to New York. I think it's pretty close to that. He does the bike or he does the running. It's unbelievable. And he does that to let people know. And he lost his wife. And it's a phenomenal story that he chose, instead of being sad, to live a life that she'd be proud of. So cool guy.
Yep. It's me I'd like to meet.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have now put the link on everything but the YouTube, because I can't get to the YouTube right now.
And also you didn't put it in a chicken sink. And I've never said chicken sink live.
Chicken sink.
Well, it's like taking chicken soup for the soul with kitchen sink. Put it together. It's a hybrid.
Platters.
Okay. Give me some salmon. I will dial down. Give me some salmon. Down.
Okay. Well, what's funny is that we have this incredibly early flight to get to you on the 2nd. And I looked at it and I texted Shelly and I went, why in the world are we leaving at 5 a.m. from Colorado? I mean, from Denver, I'd have to leave my house before 12:30 in the morning to get there on time. And I'm like, what? This makes no sense. Shelly never does this to me. Then I realized we're traveling with Sally. We're going to go stay at Sally's house.
Ah, got it.
And she lives much closer to the airport. I'm like, oh, so I wasn't crazy. And Shelly isn't trying to kill
You are
me.
having salmon, aren't you? Don't tell me. Don't just say no.
Hello, Mr. Eric Swanson.
Eric Swanson, how you
No,
feeling?
you need to change that, Eric. You need to change it to Sir Eric
Sir
Swanson.
Yes, right.
Oh, here comes Larry saying that we're at the 30-minute mark.
And we are not the only people, I do believe, on that flight at 5 a.m. I think we
No,
have
they
another
brought some-
couple
No,
that
they
are
brought
on that flight with us.
Yes.
Who?
Robert and Noel.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Awesome. We're going to have a little party.
Well, and Sir Eric Swanson is asking a lot of Americans to join you on that flight, so you won't be alone.
Yes,
It
Eric,
works for
Eric said he may come out to DC just to hang out with us because I'll have the books that I've written with him on the 13 Steps to Riches with me.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's
Oh,
good.
actually, I won't have them with me. I'm going to mail them to you, Ken, so that I don't have to carry them on the airplane.
Please do. I want my UPS dollars to actually count. Thank you.
But well, in DC, Eric, what we did is I put the link in. I'll put the link again so you can see it. But in DC, we are having a multi-author extravaganza. And July 3rd, we are doing some photo shoots out all over the place on the monuments. Then we're going out to dinner to meet each other, hang out. And then the next day, we're going to Busboys and Poets to sign books and talk about our books. And then that night, we're going to be going to
The rooftop.
the rooftop. It's July 4th. You're right. And then the next day we are doing an author tour through the Library of Congress. And hopefully we all get to look at our own little books.
Library. Just go like that.
Just the Library of Congress. and then that night we're going to Shima's Steakhouse for cocktails and
Yummy.
dinner.
I love how you said we're going to send the link and like Lincoln Memorial. That's so good. You're always doing that play on words. Thank you, Michelle.
now that we've got the itinerary done.
No, he always barks when it's time to actually sign off. That's so crazy.
I have a women's tour group that's going to be in
He
DC.
he does not like me to be on live for 30 minutes. At 30 minutes, it's done.
I know. He's been really good because he's only done it twice. He's only said it's really past 30 minutes.
Well, remember, he barked because there's a man on my roof.
So,
Thank you, Eric.
all good. Thank you, Eric. Sir Eric.
Sir Eric. He is the collaborator of 13 Steps to Riches. So, and also he's doing David and Goliath.
If I get knighted, is it going to be Sir Dr. Smiley? I don't know.
I think you have to choose.
You get to choose.
Hey, I'm a doctor.
I know.
Yes,
Congratulations.
you are.
I don't get my certificate for another 2 weeks. I don't
you're
get my
done.
diploma. I don't get it for another 2 weeks.
Congratulations.
Man, that's
Yep.
That's exciting.
And entrepreneurology of all things, the study of success in business. Like,
Hey, it's what most of us are.
yes.
Yes. And that's the cover of my book when I do it. Did you see the lioness from Hold My Crown?
Yeah, I wish
I
it
have
was.
that Linus now.
Mhm. That
So
M-
Dr. Jim Omps and Dr. Pauline
Pauline.
Crawford Omps. Thank you very much. You changed both of our lives dramatically.
Yes, they have. And I've got a book cover for the book that will be coming soon. My dissertation is accepted and everything. Now I just have to make it into a book. Yeah.
And you have two of your books being republished, re-released in
Yes.
July.
Eat, Drink, and Be Merry will be out again. And then my quote book, The World Upside Down, inspiration for the,
I wish I had a cover handy. Do you have the cover handy?
not on this computer.
Okay, so just put it on the link because the photographer's in DC.
Yeah, Paul DeAnda's in DC.
And I'm pretty critical about covers. And when I saw that cover, I was like, that is amazing because that will sell the heck out of the book on top of what you're doing.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Well, if you keep talking, I can find it.
Okay, I'll keep talking. Wow, Sally, can you believe?
Darn, can you keep talking?
I don't think I can. But did you ever sue Wilson Pickett for coming up with Mustang Sally?
No. When I was in Hawaii, though, I did see a Mustang with Mustang Sally as the license plate, and I went,
Did you? So what's your favorite song?
Mine?
Yeah.
Walking on Sunshine.
That is Katrina and
I'm
the Waves.
walking on sunshine.
And a one-hit wonder, but what a great song.
Yeah.
They never did it again. It was like 1981 or 2 or something like that.
When I was in San Diego the last time, I was taking one of those little trolley buses across the bridge going to Coronado Island, and that was the song that was playing. And I'm just saying, thank you, universe. I needed that. Because I'm truly walking in sunshine.
Well, the thing that's cool is when you hear that, you're like this. But when Sir Eric went like this, I was like, wow, that is really the way to enjoy that song. So thank you to Eric Swanson for that.
Eric Swanson's a dancer, though.
He really is.
He
There
loves to dance.
was a launch of a book called The Trajectory Code. And it was about if you move just a little bit off of where you are in the right direction of where you want to go, it'll actually go like this over time. And it was Dr. Jeffrey McGee. And I handed the book to Eric Swanson. And with all due respect, he said, "You want to see the trajectory code?" And I said, "Of course I do." And he goes, "Whew," and he threw the book. And I was so impressed that he was going to do that for Jeff, Dr. McGee.
Can you make my head hurt?
I got the photo, though. It really did happen. It's a beautiful photo. Yeah.
Wow.
He went like this. He said, "You want to see the trajectory code in full effect?" I said, "Yes, I do." And he went like this. And as you did it, the book is released. It's going. I got the photo. And it's a great photo. And Eric was being funny, as he always is. And all respect to Dr. Jeffrey McGee for being on point with that great topic, cover, and TED Talk. I mean, it's a phenomenal topic that if you just move a little bit off of where you're going, it expands dramatically over time. It's like someone that invests in Bitcoin or something smart, and next thing they know, 10 years later, they're at a different level. So it's just really cool. It's the awakening. It's the power of awakening.
A quarter of an inch is all you need to shift where you're at and where you're going.
Yep.
And belief. Jump. My next book's got to be Jump.
Jump after your trilogy. Jump.
Yep. Jump.
You know, Jen DePlis's one of her earlier books is Launch.
There you go.
Yeah,
same idea. It's
because Jump. What she uses Launch for, which I think you're using Jump for, is take action. Like get out there.
Change. You know, I always talk about that. Change is a verb in the English language.
Yep.
And you must. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love that.
Now, Sally, you're going to be probably a little bit sad when I'm about to say, but this is really something I don't even feel comfortable saying because the earlier cover had a smile face inside the pearl, and it was removed for that pearl. And so
that is a beautiful cover.
It
With
is.
a smile or without a smile. That is a gorgeous cover.
Yeah, that the photographer, his name again?
Paul Deanda.
And he will be at the event, right?
He says he's going to be at the event so we can meet him and see some more of his amazing work because you have to see him to just enjoy it all.
Yeah, have him bring a lot of artists and a lot of other leaders that he's worked with. I mean, he is a phenomenal. That's so great what he did.
I love those spheres because photos through those spheres by the right person taking the picture.
Yeah,
they are phenomenal.
And you know what? It was the first time that happy face. I just said, you know what? Maybe we're going to go with the original and not have that happy face right in that pearl. So that was a big step.
Well, and then the other book you talked about, let's see if I can make it happen. The other book that's coming out for July. I'm not very good at this screen sharing.
You're doing really great because it's keeping anticipation high. And by the way, Father's Day is on the day that you guys are launching your show. There's the 50-book challenge.
Oh, I covered it. Sorry.
No, you did fine. It's still there.
That's
okay.
Ethan Could Be Mary.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
I
coming
like
out again.
that.
So that's my mother-in-law, Michael's big sister, my husband right there in the middle, Michael, and his baby sister, Leslie.
That is a great cover.
Yes.
It's a great cover.
Father's Day.
There we go. Yep. My dad's getting his 6 pints of ice cream today, as a matter of fact.
Is he?
Yep. I always said,
You know what I say about the Power Awakening, and I know it may sound a little bit wacky, but I really believe this. And I want to this is one of the final things I want to say, is that you have two hands, have two awakenings.
There you go.
I mean, why would God give you two hands? Two awakenings.
They make great gifts as well.
And a little shout out to our friends that are helping change this company so much. There we go.
Love them. They are super cool people. And will be on our flight with us.
Yes, they will. And thanks to Sir Eric, you guys won't be the only ones. There'll be some other people too.
Yep.
The things he's doing to help the airlines get more people in the seats.
Well, Tom Hobbs is not seeing the link.
I think that this is kind of the segue to everything. Is Sir Eric is putting people in the seats of your airplanes to have the full effect of the trajectory code from the airplane. This is insane.
There you go.
And Dr. Jeffrey McGee is going to reap all the benefits because people want to buy the book after that effect.
There you go.
Michelle, I'm running out of things to say. Would you like me to tell you that Hannah Kirkpatrick's birthday is this week?
No. I just had to share the link because they're not seeing it. So it depends on where they're watching from. But if you look in the thread, I put the link to the Sunday event, June 19th. The TV premiere for me and Sally will be on the 19th in Denver. I just put the links in all of the events, and then you can find us. And Tom, I just sent it to your messenger. Eric says it's also called the Tipping Point. Ken is always talking about the Tipping Point. And then airplanes are serving bigger bags of nuts now. No, they're not. Unless you're considering Ken a nut, then yes.
God bless you, Sir Eric. You're going to have to change it from Speaker Eric to Sir Eric.
Do vegetarians eat animal crackers? The only one who can answer that is Dr. Shelley. Dr. Shelley's somewhere on there. I don't see her, but she's on here somewhere. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us. And I know we've gone longer than we normally do, but we have not met our longest show yet.
No.
But if you stay tuned for about another 15 minutes, Ken and I are going to attempt the shortest podcast ever.
Our fourth attempt or third?
Our third attempt.
Third attempt. We are trying to get under 1 minute, Sally, for a show. And we failed miserably twice. So we're up for the task. We're going to do our best to get under 1 minute. Because how do you get noticed by Guinness World Book of Records if you're not even under a minute? For the shortest show.
Well, I feel like I'm honored to be on this show, but I could never possibly be on a show that was under 1 minute because.
Well,
last time we attempted to do it, Ken started on some rambling of some sort, and the next thing we know, it was exactly 1 minute. And when I hit the click, it was 1 minute and 5 seconds. I was like, oh, we missed it.
I remember seeing that one.
Well, we normally do it before the show and we try and get it right. But this time we have so much of our stuff out in the show that we have the script. If we just stick to the script, we'll go under 1 minute.
Don't tell them we have a script.
No, it's teaser. Is that a teaser or is that actually letting the cat out? I mean,
it's actually kind of a teaser. And by the way, Heather says you want to be on a flight with me. That's how I really officially met her. I was up in the first two chairs and she walked over and says, is this chair taken? I said, I don't know. She says, it is now. And she sat down and talked to me for the whole flight and they never moved her.
That's what she did with my jacket. She says, this jacket, Ken? And I was like, yes, it's mine.
Okay, why is the abbreviation such a long word?
That doesn't make sense, does it, sir? And why is lisp so hard to say for...
And we thrilled. Okay.
Spiraling downward. The negative trajectory. The negative.
We've definitely lost it. But Sally, thank you for being our very first guest on this show and for being the Amplifluence poster child, basically, is what you are. And we look forward to doing so many more things with you and your trilogy that's coming. And you've got the first book out already. And we're just so excited to be with and around you. And that's the name of her book, Power of Awakening. If you want it, reach out to Sally, write her directly, or heck, come on Sunday and meet her. I mean, it's not a big sales event. We're not selling books, but if you talk to her and say, hey, this is I want to get a book from you, I'm sure she can run to her car at the end of the event and get it. Okay.
Anyone that buys 2 books, you can get this 50-book challenge on happiness as an ebook for free, just as a little bonus of saying, don't get yourself a book, get someone who needs to be awakened a book too.
So see us on June 19th in Dallas. If you're around, go there. We'll have the link in the chat.
June 19th in Denver.
Yeah, June 19th in Denver, and then July 3 and 5 in DC. Yep. So here's the DC one on the screen right now, and then the Denver one.
It's been an honor and a privilege, my friends. Thank you.
I'm glad we did make you insane. Or more so than you already are.
Yeah, I think that train already left the station.
You rock. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And look, check all the links because they will all be in the chats. I'll put them in as soon as we go offline. And Helene also says she's very proud of you. And
you.
Sir Eric Swanson says, congrats, Sally.
Thank you.
We are so proud of being in your world and allowing us to be in your world. And we'll see you all on June 19th. And if you like to take flights, we'll see you December 3rd in DC. And until next time, Ken, what do you like to say to us?
Well, stay amplified and report any goodness you see, because they may be someone we can actually amplify in the future.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
And I always say, be the best version of you unapologetically. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. Take care. Peace. And it's not off yet.